right, it is 10 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. 1 hour we have the close in California and in Washington State. California, the last big race really that we're waiting for as we continue with our coverage. It's great to be with you. Special NewsNation coverage of the night. I am Connell McShane, moving into the big chair now from the wall. I'll go back to the wall.
They finally let you sit down.
Yeah. Look who it is in from Chicago.
I'm Nicole Burley, in from Chicago, here with NewsNation political editor Chris Steyerwalt. Good to see you in person, which I love. We will bring you more on all the races in a moment. We do want to bring you up to speed on the big races. Decision Desk HQ has already called. So we start right here in New York City. Decision Desk HQ projects Zohran Mamdani will be the next mayor of the nation's largest city. He's expected to speak in about 15 minutes. In New Jersey, Decision Desk HQ projecting Mikey Sherrill will win the governor's mansion. And in Virginia, Decision Desk HQ projecting Abigail Spanberger will win the gubernatorial race. Here is her message to voters tonight.
And to those Virginians who did not vote for me, I want you to know that my goal and my intent is to serve all Virginians.
And staying in Virginia, DDHQ also projecting the Democrat, Ghazal Hashim, is winning the lieutenant governor's race. We were looking at these races, how they track one to the other, governor's race, lieutenant governor's race, and of course the race for attorney general was closely watched in the state of Virginia. The projected winner there, Jay Jones winning in Virginia. You know, that's one of the big stories. We're going to head over to the wall right now and give you a look at some of these numbers in the races statewide. Certainly we'll get to Virginia. We have New Jersey up right now. We called New Jersey. We were first to the call on all of these races for Mikey Sherrill. So Mikey Sherrill, the Democrat, keeps New Jersey blue. Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican, running for the third time, unable to do it. And in fact, if you look back historically at how this state had gone, Sherrill's been running ahead in many key counties of Kamala Harris in the last presidential race, and Ciattarelli has been running behind himself, 48% statewide, 43 is where he's tracking. We'll have time as we continue throughout our coverage to go into some of the details, but, you know, in and around Newark, New Jersey has been one of the key places that we've been watching in Essex County. We had a conversation earlier in the night about some of these, as they refer to them, majority-minority counties. So if you look at the census data, for example, in Essex County, 40% of the vote is black voters there. Hispanic voters make up 26%. Both are higher than the state average. And in those particular counties like that, we saw this all over the state. The performance from Sherrill was better than Harris, 77 versus 72, and the performance from Ciattarelli in many cases was worse than Ciattarelli when he ran 4 years ago. So that's really what happened in the state of New Jersey. I'll give you a quick look at Virginia. I think what Virginia, and you know, Chris can weigh in on this as we look at this in some more detail later on, Abigail Spanberger winning over Winsome Earl Sears, is, you know, remember when we covered the presidential race last time, we talked about all those counties that were becoming either less blue or more red. In Virginia, county after county turning more blue. In fact, at last check, there were only 4 counties in the entire state of Virginia that hadn't moved in some way to the blue side, become, you know, less red or more blue. You look at Loudoun County as an example of what's been going on statewide in Virginia. Again, in a historical comparison, there's Loudoun up next to Arlington on the map. Kamala Harris, it was at 57. Spanberger's running ahead of her at 64%, and Winsome Earl Sears underperforming the numbers that Donald Trump put up there. So New Jersey and Virginia, those were the big governor's races that were on the board tonight. And then the other race that, of course, is getting a lot of attention around the entire country was the race for mayor here in New York City. And Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old self-identified Democratic socialist, will be the next mayor in this city, the largest city of the country. Right now, with 84% of the vote in New York, Mamdani is tracking above the key mark of 50%. There were some questions going in about whether he would get to 50. We'll see. 50.5 is where he is. One of the surprises is that Curtis Sliwa, who's the Republican nominee, underperforming some of the numbers we had in the polls. Nobody expected Sliwa to win, but the race between Sliwa and Cuomo was thought, by some analysts at least, maybe to be close as to who would come in second. It's not close. Cuomo's way ahead at 42. In fact, he's closer to Mamdani than many of the polls had.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.